Let's talk about Social Security's greatest secret to get you more money. Hello, this is Dr. Ed Weir, a retired district manager of Social Security Administration. I've helped tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people throughout my career get everything they're entitled to from Social Security, Medicare, and this is what we do. We help people throughout the country do exactly that, navigate the entire system. So I'm now retired from the Social Security Administration, and I'm kind of giving out some of the secrets. And probably the biggest secret of all is what's called protective filing. Okay, so protective filing. What is protective filing? Protective filing is either a written or a oral filing contact you make with Social Security. Okay. For instance, let me a few examples. I've just with the last few months, I've got someone increased in their benefits and $1,700 check. The biggest one I've got in my career was a gentleman that was homeless for many years, and he went into a Social Security office. He didn't speak any English. Very limited English. He was actually Japanese, and they brought him to me. I speak Japanese. Picked it up when I was a young Marine, but I was talking to him, and basically the situation was, so this is it's protective filing is extremely difficult. When you go into a Social Security office and you essentially request what we're talking about today, the policy is so complicated, the person you talk to will not give you an answer right away. Well, let me go ahead and finish my story on this Japanese gentleman. So he was homeless for several years. He had gone into a Social Security office, and he tried to get his retirement benefits, which he was 100% entitled to. He worked throughout his life, and he wasn't helped. So he went out and walked the streets, picked up cans for a few more years, and then he was found in a homeless shelter. They brought him to me. I talked to him, and upon talking to him for a while, and said, "Wait a second, you went into a Social Security office a few years ago and you tried to get your money? Okay, let's investigate that a little bit." I, called up another person. I checked this and checked. Yeah, we did find proof that he was actually in a Social Security office, and they should have taken care of him, and they should have started his benefits, so he wouldn't have been homeless for a couple of years. And so we were able to get retroactive benefits. So he got benefits back for a couple of years, over $30,000 in benefits, and now he was off the streets and no longer picking up cans. And he spent, unfortunately, he's passed away a few years ago, but he lived out the last few years of his life in a nice, warm little apartment. And so that was a beautiful thing based on what's called the protective filing. Okay, so it is a very complicated policy, and if you look it up, if you're so inclined to look it up, in what's called POMS, and POMS is essentially the policy that Social Security employees use to determine, your benefits and all the rest of it, and policy and laws and regulations based on Social Security and Medicare. If you go into an office and say, "Well, I contacted you last year and I asked about this," they will probably not give you an answer right off, because sometimes it gets so complicated that they will, go back and have a little discussion with their technical experts, and they'll have to do a little research. Because sometimes if you call up 6 months before, a year before, and you said, "I want to file for Medicare, I want to file for retirement, I want to file for disability," and for whatever reason it doesn't happen, you don't follow through, or they don't follow through, or somewhere the ball is dropped. What is supposed to happen is Social Security is supposed to send out a closeout letter. And the closeout letter says, "Okay, you requested, to file for Social Security whatever, Medicare, whatever, and for whatever reason you didn't follow through. So here we are sending out this closeout letter. So this issue is now closed out. So 6 months later, you can't come back and say, well, no, I was still thinking the issue is closed out. But quite often, the system that Social Security uses to close out those is just terrible. People don't receive the letters, the closeout letters. It never went out. So that's one of the things that if you go into Social Security and you know for sure that you called up and asked about this, 6 months prior, a year prior, 2 years prior, and you weren't, it just for whatever reason, nothing came out of it, and you didn't receive one of these closeout letters, you could very well go in to the office and say, okay, I want to file for, the retirement benefits, disability benefits, Medicare benefits. I want to restart this, that, or the other thing. And I want you to backdate it to when we first talked about this. Ask for it. And all they can tell you is no. But they usually won't tell you no. The person probably won't tell you no right there because they have to do a little research, and they go back and look through the system and they say, okay, yes, you did contact us. We see where we contacted you, but we also see where, a few days later we sent out the closeout letter that closed out that issue. So unfortunately we can't go back and, do that. But if they say, yeah, we see that, you contacted us, we talked to you and everything like that, but, oh yeah, we forgot to send out that letter. The system forgot to send out, the computer system forgot to send out the letter automatically. And I guess it's still an open issue. So yeah, we'll go back and, start your benefits, start your retirement, 6 months ago, a year ago, whatever the case may be. And it's all individual, but I've helped so many people get more benefits, increase their benefits, back pay, retroactive benefits with this little unknown, little trick and secret about protective filing. So remember that, protective filing. And if you think that might apply to you, give us a call. And we'll review your case and see if we can help you out. And if we can tell you how to approach Social Security and see if you can get all the money you are entitled to and benefits all you're entitled to. Again, we don't charge for all of this. So we are former Social Security employees now helping people throughout the country make sure they get everything they're entitled to in terms of Medicare, Social Security. So give us a call, 888-817-0446, and have a beautiful day.